And here, my dear friends, is one more video for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share with a friend. Hello, my dear friends. I want to talk to you about how to take care of your hair. This week, as you know, I changed my hairstyle and everyone is asking, Dr. Ray, your hair looks a lot younger. You know who suggested my hair like this? It was one of my fans. Says, Ray, how about a haircut a little younger? So I did it short on the sides and long on the top. But you go, how can a man be 57 and have such good hair? Well, my whole family's bald. So how can that be? Well, I studied a lot and I came up with some great solutions. All my cards looking good here. All my my equipment here. Let's start with vinegar. All right, vinegar. If you pre-treat your hair, vinegar is one of those miraculous things. It just works well on the whole body, isn't it? Sometimes we don't even know why. But vinegar, if you put vinegar on your hair as kind of a pre-rinse, okay? Put it on, rinse it off with cold water. We'll get back to cold water in just a second. It really creates a great vitality in your hair, okay? Next, let's talk about how to actually wash your hair. When you put shampoo, we're gonna talk about shampoos in a second. When you put shampoo in your hair, make sure you only do the roots and the hair shaft, the first third, the first half. Be careful with not soaping the hair ends or you'll get split ends, okay? So when you shampoo, it's the roots in the middle of your hair. That's it, okay? Let's talk a little bit about, we're gonna talk about brushes in just a second here, but I just wanna talk about cheap shampoos. What is the problem with cheap shampoos? Cheap shampoos have ammonias, sulfates, alcohol, silicones. Let's talk about the sulfates. The sulfates will dry your hair and they'll crack and you'll lose your hair because they're just breaks. Okay, it's just like when you get highlights, you leave it on too long, your hair will crack. All right, and the silicones and the alcohols will weigh your hair down. So when you buy a shampoo, look, this one is even Brazilian. I try to hide all the names here, all the company names, but basically, I want you to find a shampoo that says silicone and sulfate free. Ammonium sulfate, obviously, is what I'm referring to. All right, let's talk about wet hair. Wet hair is when your hair is most delicate. Do not brush your hair when it's wet. Do not brush your hair. Let it get a little drier before you brush it. And let's talk about the brushes, you guys. I found a little throwaway here. It's perfect. Super hard, soft. Super hard, soft. This damages your hair. This doesn't. So I want you to get a brush. And some people are so crazy about this area, they even refuse or they suggest never to use a brush that's made out of plastic. Animal hairs or they're different materials, but not use plastic. I think that's too much. I think there's some soft bristled brushes that are fine, okay? So let's talk about honey. Of course, you guys know how obsessed I am with honey. It's not an accident that every other chapter in the Bible talks about honey. Honey actually dissolves easily in water. So you can pre-treat your hair with a little bit of honey, mix it in really nicely, and then it just rinses off before you do your final shampoo. Honey is very important. A lot of shampoo companies are terrible. They make the shampoo just for your hair. They don't care about your scalp. Your scalp gets traumatized, gets infected. You can get different fungus on it, bacteria on it. Honey is like an antibiotic and keeps the moisture in your hair. Well, talk about honey, you might as well talk about a mask. Yes, you put masks on your face. Why not a mask for your hair? No one can do it twice a week. The world's become too busy, too competitive, too much running around. So if you can do it once a week, you are a winner. But if you can do it minimum once a month, it's great. What would you put in it? Olive oil, of course, one of those magical things from antiquity. Avocados, coconut oil, all things which nourish your hair, nourish the hair shaft, the follicle, moisturizes and holds the moisture in. So if you can do a mask once a week, awesome. If you can do once a month, minimum, leave it in 10 to 20 minutes and then rinse it off. Rinsing it off, cold water. Rinsing off, cold water. Why? We're going to talk about it in a second about all these hot instruments like curlers and hair dryers. All make your hair way too dry. What's the enemy? Too dry. Make your hair way too dry, which splits, and when it splits, it's going to crack and fall off, okay? Always moisturize your hair in cold water. Sleeping. Silk, yes. Not only is silk really sexy, it looks really, really pretty, but it's better for your hair. So cotton has a bizarre texture, microscopically, which leaves your hair frizzy, too dry, and it will crack. Exactly. So let's talk about, silk sheets, silk pillows. Yes, I said silk. Avoid hot instruments. Now, we talked about be careful with hot water, but the curlers, bad. And what else? My phone is trying to turn off. Yes, curlers, bad. Blow dryer, bad. Okay? So if you absolutely, again, remove the protective layer off your hair, make sure your hair too dry, it will split. Once it splits, it does what? Falls off. Today, who's losing their hair? 62% of women are losing their hair. We guys finally figure it out. Today we have hair, we look good. Who's losing hair today? Women are losing hair. Women are losing hair. Okay? So let's prevent that. If you must blow dry your hair, they have these wonderful, I try to hide all the company names, you guys, but these wonderful preparations, coconut milk, which you can pre-spray. They're not oily. Look, you can put it on your hair. Wonderful smell, and it will protect your hair when you apply hot devices to it. So remember, you can pre-treat with this coconut milk. All right, give your hair a break. Don't wash every day. One day yes, one day no, great. Twice a week, great. Because you keep peeling off your hair these protective oils which nature built to protect your hair. All right, so let's see what I left out. Yes, of course, supplementation. Of course, you guys. So they have some wonderful hair, skin, and nail gummy bears. I love. Has biotin, minerals. A few even have amino acids. Yes, your hair does get thicker. And I've observed that it grows faster. So absolutely, nails, everything, you guys. Protein, you guys. Of course, finishing up with a great diet. Of course, fruits and vegetables and proteins. Of course, your hair made out of protein. Of course, it's going to help. All right, let's finish up, because sometimes, for example, medicine is a stressful profession. Sometimes I have to put a little bit of color in my hair, and but let's pick the products intelligently. Not too much silicone, not too much sulfates. All right, say it's genetic, and the DHT in your hair is genetically damaging your hair, inherited, somatically or X-linked. Women can have it too. And so women can use minoxidil. It blocks the DHT, the hydrotestosterone at the follicular level, and prevents hair loss. And only men can use finasteride. I take them both. Never seen the side effects that they talk about. And if all else fails, today we have wonderful technology that if you do become bald, if you have alopecia areata, alopecia universalis, if you have alopecia genetica, if you have any alopecia, any hair loss, we can put it back in follicle by follicle, done with a robot, and it looks good. So today, don't panic. Today you lose your hair only if you want to lose your hair. Dr. Ray, over now, because I am the king of beauty, I am the king of health, and I love you. Ciao.